Welcome to the Hawks Nest. It's great to have you back with us here for Game 2 of our doubleheader. The Redeemer Royals men's team, with the leading scorer in the OCAA, are taking on the number 6th ranked team in the nation. Matt and Xavier with you for this one. And X, we have the second final regular season home game for Humber here. A big game against St. Clair on Friday. So an important one here to play well, get a dub, and have some confidence sky high heading into the matchup against St. Clair on Friday.
And I want to mention real quick that just because we're thinking about Friday, we should not look over this Redeemer Royals team. As you look at the standings, currently Humber's up 12-2 over the St. Clair Saints. They're 11-2, but again, they played each other already. St. Clair's being Humber. The one key thing is that going into Friday will determine not only the OCAA rankings, but this national rankings. But with Redeemer, they are going to try and make a bit of a name for themselves, especially going into this matchup. It's very lopsided, obviously. However, I do not want to play the game of, oh, they're nothing. No, they are going to be something, and they can definitely put a scare on the teams. I
like the point you made early there about not overlooking the Royals. Yes, partner, as much as the Friday game looms large, players like Adrian and Louis will be expected to shoulder a lot of responsibility. Yes, of course, we have tonight's matchup in front of us, and certainly some weapons on the Redeemer side. None more significant to their season than Parker Davis. That point total per game, just shy of 26 points in each outing. Well, that puts him in first in scoring in OCAA basketball in terms of average. Here's a look at some of his stats, right? So shooting 22% from beyond the arc, and that is part of his game for sure. He averages about 4 3-point attempts per game. So, X, you got to think a big X factor will be for Humber shutting down the leading scorer, not just for the Royals, but of course the league leading scorer there in Parker Davis.
Is the X factor because I'm on the mic?
But maybe it was top of mind because of that, exactly. But yes, we're almost getting ready here, partner. Last words before Dwayne gets in his player introductions.
Block that guy. That guy's gonna be the scorer for Redeemer.
And a couple of good supporting characters as well on that Royals team. Let's hand it over to PA Address. Dwayne Bowles.
Welcome to the Nest here at the Humber Athletic Center. Before we get started, we have a very special presentation. Your Humber Hawks men's basketball team raised $2,000 for Rec into 6, and for a very special initiative during Black Heritage Month. We would also like to extend a warm thank you to Dave Bethune and One Team for helping us outfit the athletes with their t-shirts and their jerseys for tonight's game. If we can get Malik Grant, Quabena Entry, and Dave Bethune forward to take a picture with the check, that would be greatly appreciated. Once again, a warm round of applause for our men's basketball team for the $2,000 they raised for Rec into 6. If we can have the rest of the team join at the center court for the second picture. Thank you. It's now time for the starting lineups. First for the Redeemer Royals. A 6'1" guard, Out of Brampton, Ontario, number 10, Jason Usoma. A 6-foot guard out of Richmond, BC, number 16, Jackson Thackeray. A 6'3" guard out of Malte, Ontario, number 17, Gabriel Della Foresta. A 6'4" forward out of Richmond Hill, Ontario, number 21, Armin Fazilpour. And a 6'4" forward out of Smith Falls, Ontario, number 23, Ty Story. The head coach for the Redeemer Royals is Stephen Hopkins. And now, the starting lineup for your Humber Hawks, as put together by head coach Omar Miles. A 6'7" small forward out of Brampton, Ontario, number 5, Malik Grant. A 6'3" shooting guard out of Hamilton, Ontario, number 8, Isaiah Brady Clark. A 6-foot point guard out of Rexdale, Ontario, number 12, Kwabena Entry. A 6'7" power forward out of Hamilton, Ontario, number 22, Lucas Lewis. And a 6'7" small forward out of Toronto, Ontario, number 23, Benny Kazadi.
Oh, the intros are done, and it's time to play some ball.
Yes, it is, partner. How about those Black Heritage Month uniforms for the Hawks? Kind of had a little shout out to those in that pregame ceremony. And again, you have the members of the support team all wearing the matching t-shirts as well. Pretty clean look here. And here we go.
Oh, there goes Malik Grant with the ball. Gives it over to Antwi. Now you can see everybody getting ready, and the fact that the jerseys are different colors makes it easy still for the refs, as IBC Isaiah Brady Clark with a 3 to start off the game.
Yeah, pretty solid there from the young fella. Get the party started, not wasting much time. Here come the Royals with their first offensive chance.
You notice that Parker Davis is actually not on the court right now as we speak, as Lewis, who had possession of the ball, landed out of bounds. Unfortunate, but now it's the Royals' possession. Thackeray trying to find someone, finds his buddy. Plays, shots no good, as Grant will find Kazadi for 3. That's good.
How about that? Back-to-back threes for Humber. Kazadi, who's been a fresh face, joining the Hawks this year, and excellent work throughout the season and early in this one. The Hawks able to shut down the Royals here.
As the Royals went for a 3, and that was no good. Kazadi, he's going to go again, and he's good again. Already off to a very hot start are the Hawks with a 9-0 lead. All 3-pointers.
Outstanding work, and no surprise, the timeout called and got to slow the roll of the home team that's looking fully dialed in
You can see Gazzatti already has 6 points in the game. As you can see, the three just already off to a great start. He is already on one.
Yes, and the second last home game of the season for Humber. Of course, we mentioned the Friday home game against the St. Clair Saints. That will be a matchup of the 6th-ranked team in the nation, Humber, against the 5th-ranked team in Canada, St. Clair. Now, looking beyond that, Humber will also have some road games, a pair of road games to close out the season. Next Wednesday at Sheridan, and then Saturday the 14th, Valentine's Day.
Oh,
tell your romantic partners, sorry, I'm busy. I'm heading to the Hawks Canadore game.
What
Just
romantic
playing,
partner? Three-pointer, no good for Redeemer as they get the rebound though, and it's going to be Hawks ball.
Yeah, partner, of course, you can't help but notice the absence of number 12. Now, with that being said, the leading scorer in the province by points per game average, you know, we've seen Davis miss a few games this year, right? And Parker Davis has only 11 games played, and compare that to some others, 14, 15 games under their belt. So he has missed a good portion, almost a third of their games this year.
Antwi back to Grant for three. Good!
And just like that, the offensive output here from downtown continues. Exclusively three-pointers for Humber.
The Royals clap back with a three of their own.
Yeah, that was big to help get them on the board, especially after that timeout, X, you know, that the Royals wanted to sort of change the rhythm.
Already 4 threes compared to 1 for the Hawks as this is going to be the story of the game. Isaiah Brady Clark with a three again. And now the Hawks are up to 15.
Let's wear these jerseys the rest of the year, partner. I don't know if that's where the magic is coming from right now.
We got to use these jerseys on Friday night against St. Clair.
April. Gotta love the Black Heritage Month jerseys. They look good, and evidently the players are feeling good as we get a sort of unusual
I think that's a wedgie
stall here. And just like that, one of our more vertically gifted players able to dislodge that one. Me, partner, if that happens to me, I'm looking straight for some kind of broomstick.
Malik Grant is 6'7". Of course he's going to get it.
He's got it. No questions asked. Now the Royals will hang on to the ball here.
And a foul will be called on the shot. So
yeah,
the question is there 2 or 3? It will be 3 shots in the free throw line, I believe, for Jason O'Salmon.
I think that's Lucas Lewis, guilty of the foul there.
But yeah, the story of this game so far has just been threes after threes after threes, and that's been on both sides. As Redeemer has a 3 of their own, and with already 2 for 2 in the free throw line.
A chance for a 3-point play in what could have been our first non-3-pointer score of the game. It's actually, if you want to get technical, a 3-pointer.
There it is.
3's the magic number, folks, as
Grant
will inbound it.
And notice how I don't think the men's team did a real senior night, because I think they're going to save that for Friday night as well. Kazzadi sends it over to Lewis, but can't come up with it. And now the Royals are going back down, lose the ball a bit. Solman sends it in front. Nobody's there. Now Barbosa takes it in, and the Royals still looking for it, and they got a bucket by a trusted Armin
Faisalpour. I mean, he's
Faisalpour.
fifth-year player who's really quite the producer for them. Out of bounds.
Solman was out of bounds as he tried to keep the play alive, but the ball was just getting him a little too close to the line there.
Armin is the second leading scorer for the Royals, averaging about 17 points per game. So look for him to, again, carry a lot of offensive responsibilities, especially where we haven't seen the usual leading scorer for the Royals.
Desjardins gives over to Savage. Savage will look for something. He's going to go mid-range. Shot's no good. Royals with the rebound. We'll look for somebody. Three-point chance, no good. Solman's been the guy looking for shots on a consistent basis, and King Stewart was unable to score, and ball's out of play.
Yeah, I mean, in the defensive end for Humber, just a lot of good work there, being in position, making it real tough as Humber is still up by 9 here, but we'll see if Redeemer can slice into that here.
Barbosa drives to the paint. No good, gets his own rebound. He's gonna go one-on-one with Ndongo. No good still, and now the Hawks get the ball. Now Grant over to Louis. In front, no. Ball goes out of bounds. It will be Royals ball.
So not much movement in the score here. The last couple trips down the court. It's a 9-point difference, and halfway through the first quarter here.
Ooh. Blocked at the net by a Louis, and obviously the bench is looking for a goaltending call. Put back by a Louis. Man, he's doing it all.
How about that from one side on the defensive effort with that huge block to the finish. How about that? Is
now
Humber fans
everybody's
want
calling
the
for over and back.
Yeah, not going to get it though.
He's going to keep playing, and Royals will get 2 points back. Now Desjardins going in. He doesn't get it, and Louis gets the rebound. Ndongo over to Savage. Back to Desjardins. And one-on-one of Faisalpour. And foul was called.
For what it's worth, Desjardins knocked that one down after the whistle, mind you, but looks like the Hawks had their Wheaties this morning, and the shooting accuracy is on display early. See if they can keep that up, sustain through this one, but already 19 points on the board. We'll see if they can keep up this pace, just how much they could put up here on the night. Kick ball, partner.
Yeah, kick ball happened, and obviously there was supposed to be a play for a Louis to finish, but it's thwarted by the foot. Savage looking for somebody still. Finds someone. Desjardins to Grant. Over to Savage. Savage drives. Finds Ndongo for 3. No good. Royals have the ball. Still looking to close the gap. As that shot does not go in, and Savage will bring the ball inbound. He's going to take it himself. Blocked at the rim, and now play for the ball.
Yeah, contact there. Desjardins tried his best to get a piece of it.
No whistles are being called. They're just going to keep playing, and there's a whistle as De La Foresta fell awkwardly. And Louis going to take the foul.
Yeah, so that's second team foul. And really nobody for the Hawks stringing together too much offensively. A couple guys with a bucket or two, but again, it was really that early three-point shooting that helped propel Humber to a quick 15 points. Since then, it's been a little slower matriculating on the scoreboard here. Louis, how about that? Just very definitive, ripping that one down.
Savage taking it inbound. Going one-on-one. Harwood now. Looks for Ndogo. Ndogo drives. And it's going to be an offensive foul on Victor Ndogo.
And Victor just coming in a little too strong that time in the eyes of the ref. And
Caden King Stewart was, I believe, was the one that took the hit. And obviously, you want to be a good contributing player, and everybody takes charges like Kyle Lowry for sure. Savage to a low. Oh no! They had the alley-oop, but just couldn't finish.
Yeah, and quick transition back the other way is that is hard fought. Once again, Louis comes away with it.
Desjardins for three. Christian Desjardins.
Yeah, that was clean, and you can tell he was just itching to get in on the three-point party and makes a quick entry there as the Hawks break the 20-point threshold and doubling up the Royals right now with just over 2 minutes left here in the first quarter here, partner.
One thing I'll mention about the jerseys real quick is that you don't see it much in any college game, but they have the last names. The Hawks, that is. They have the last names on these jerseys. I believe they're going to try and keep these. As a foul is called on Louis.
Yeah, Louis, a guy who looks like he's bringing the intensity in this one, and hopefully he can keep that in an optimal zone, as with that foul he has to check out. So we'll be deprived of the Louis electricity that we've come to expect when he's on the court. Of course, he was such a key part in Humber's national championship victory last year, and he's the second leading point scorer for Humber behind only Malik Grant. Louis averaging about 12.5 points per game. Grant leading the way for Humber on the season with 18.5 points per game average.
As Ty Story gets 2 free throws to go. Now 22-13. As Savage looks for Anderson.
Wow, how's that from the first year guy? Just an absolutely uncontested flush.
Nobody was going to stop him there.
Yeah, maybe that's just the business decision. Get out of the way. And he was wide open, though, off that pass. And now the Royals got to answer after the big dunk.
Story goes for it. He doesn't get it. He gets the rebound. He's going to go for it again and unable to get it, as Anderson will get the rebound.
Yeah, the height advantage for Humber coming in very handy there.
Savage looks for Morant, as that goes out of bounds.
Well, Anderson, the tallest player on either side for tonight at 6'9", and still in the game here. See if he can continue to get that advantage down low, get a few more boards as we get into the last minute of play here, X.
As Soman finds his way into some extra points. As Morant looks for Harwood. Harwood over to Morant, and Anderson couldn't come up with it in time. And now Story goes over to Soman. He's got another one. He's looking for a foul. The whole bench is looking for a foul.
Yeah, not getting it. Desjardins maybe was guilty of kind of a whack there, but Humber down with it.
Anderson can't come up with it, and they're going to call a foul there. As King Stewart is going to take the foul, but obviously no one on Redeemer is going to like that call.
And only 16 seconds left, so very marginal difference between game and shot clock. About 13 seconds on the shot clock.
About a 2 to 3 second difference here. Savage. He goes for three, no good. Solman sends it out. They're gonna put it up. It's good!
That's pretty sweet work from number 16, Jackson Thackeray. Just the prayer, and it was answered there, my goodness. And right in front of his team too, X. If there ever was a time to knock down a buzzer beater and get the full support from your team and the love, it was exactly what we saw there. We can take a second look.
Just puts one up, and I know people will say that it's nothing. It's, you look at the score, it's nothing. Actually, never mind. But it's 24-20. The story of the first quarter has literally been threes on threes on threes on
yes,
threes.
Sir. We're about to get the official first quarter stats. So
I need to see the three-pointer count.
Yeah, that will be first order of business, partner. And then beyond that, we've seen the depth for Humber really playing into their favor as the bench play, like from guys like Amari Anderson, has been dynamite. And again, for this Royals team, they are coming in here on the road, a tough matchup against a top 10 nationally ranked Humber Hawks team. And there you have it, 6 for 10 from beyond the arc for Humber, 60% three-point shooting there. For Redeemer, 2 for 6, so they got on the board as well, but certainly that helps to stretch the lead. But X, after that buzzer beater, I mean, even just psychologically, the score feels so much closer, just a 4-point game, and Redeemer very much in it, despite what might look like a mismatch when you check out the standings. Humber coming into this one with a 12-2 record, sitting atop the OCAA West Division. Redeemer 3-2.
And this is what I said at the start of the game. Do not underestimate teams like Redeemer.
3-12 their record. I just had to make that correction. Sorry, partner. But yeah, I totally agree. Do not underestimate the team in red here.
Usoman blocked at. No, there's a rebound and no good. Well,
wow.
What a play by J.R. Harwood. Anderson comes up. And now there's a whistle blown. The question is, what is it going to be?
Judging by the displeasure of the Royals bench, I think a foul against the Royals.
Harwood getting blocked at the board. Block at the board, and that was very big.
Nasty. That was a huge high-energy play here, which ultimately leads to a sequence with Anderson shooting free throws, and again, frustration from the Royals.
Kind of got lost in my tracks there because I also saw Redeemer get the ball back and go for another bucket, but yeah, I was a little bit off there. But Anderson 0 for 2 on the free throws. Desjardins for 3, no good. Anderson with the rebound, and he lost the ball. Solman lose the ball, but Redeemer still has it. It's going to be out of bounds. Gabriel Della Foresta. You got to look back at that block, though.
Yeah, the block's so nice, we have to see it twice, partner.
See Solman coming in. J.R. Harwood at the board.
Yeah, JR, that was no regard for human life there as he came in with the big block. Now, this has been a pretty hot start to the second quarter here. Still a 4-point lead for Humber. So not much change in there, partner, but we'll see if the Hawks can keep up the intensity here. And the Royals have been sticking right with them for a large part of this first half so far.
The intensity's there. No one has scored yet in the second quarter. But, man, has that been a talk of already with that block. as Desjardins was no good at the three-point line, and now Usoman leading the way for this team. He's going to go for it, and it's going to be Royals ball. Grant thought he could get the Hawks possession, but ref says it's going to be on Royals. He passes it, as Usoman passes it to the bench, and now it's Hawks ball.
You know, for the Royals, they've had their leading scorer, Parker Davis, really as recently as their previous game, just on the final day of January, where he scored 35 points, X, and tough for them not to have him in action here. You got to think a game that's so close, you think he might be that difference maker for the Royals, but so far they're hanging in without him and still waiting for that first score of the second here.
Yeah, and Parker Davis is not it's a healthy scratch right now. As Usoman shoots, it's no good. Antwi over to Gazati. Gazati takes it himself, and he's gonna get two. And now those are the first points of the second quarter for any team.
Yeah, it was worth the wait there for Hawks fans, as we now have Gazati with 8 points on the night.
And now there's gonna be a foul.
The Royals getting the call there, feeling like they were overdue.
Gonna be on Desjardins.
Armin will get the free throws here.
Armin Fezalipor.
In their previous game, he had 24 minutes, only 4 points. It was really Parker Davis and Ty Story in their game against Canadore just a few days ago that led the way offensively.
As those two went in, Lewis still stuck at,
Close.
still stuck in their own end, but not anymore. Antwi tried something, it didn't work, as the defensive intensity is been alive and well in this quarter. And shot goes in by Caden King-Stewart, and the foul too.
Yeah, big play there. I mean, from one end, you had Antwi just doing his usual explosive kind of attack to the hoop. He came up empty-handed, and then on the other side, just a solid play, drawing the foul as well. Chance to bring the Royals back within one here.
No good, and now it's going to be Hawks ball.
You know, X, the Hawks are coming into this one. You know, they haven't lost much this season. They're 12-2, and their last game was one of those rare losses against Mohawk, and it was not close.
Yeah, 101-66. Especially, it was also, I also mentioned that it was Omar Mal's birthday. Antwi, the whole bench wanted him to dunk it, but he just a little finger roll at the end. I wanted to dunk too. But yeah, going back to that game, it was a tough one to swallow for sure. And that's part of the reason why the rankings are where they are between St. Clair and even the not only provincial but national rankings. It just kind of says a lot.
Yeah, Humber has enjoyed many weeks in the #1 national ranked spot. They are now down to 6, and that recent loss, a big part of that. So obviously for them, a big motivation here tonight is to get back on track. 3-ball long from
the putback by
IBC.
Kazadi.
Brings Kazadi up to 10 points now as he leads the Hawks.
Usoman for 3, no good. And Kazadi has the ball. And look out, cameraman. As it's going to be Hawks ball as Royals touched it last. Now timeout called. And honestly, this quarter's just been a lot of defense and a lot of missed opportunities. It's all over the place.
Usuomo with a solid effort here for the Royals. He's got 10 points, so him and Kazadi both tied for a game high. And yeah, the timeout. Hopefully the Royals are going to see this result and them being able to get out in front here. They have not led yet here today. The Hawks led by as much as 12, and that was early in that first quarter.
(30-24) as so timeouts is going to end. The one thing I know, partners, that it's going to be one of those. It's going to be a thrilling game. Just given how close this game has been so far, it's really just been about can the Hawks pull away at some point, and especially with Parker Davis not in the lineup, and this kind of says a lot more, because you don't have the guy for Redeemer that people will say, but you still have guys. As Lewis will power himself into 2 points. Usomo tries to get away from Clark as Barbosa for 3. It goes around the world and does not go in. Isaiah Brady Clark, it's been taken by Barbosa, and he's gonna get his 2 points.
Yeah, so seeing the scoring picking up a little bit here in this second quarter, which took a little while to see both teams get going.
Lewis over to Kazadi. Kazadi gonna drive, and he gets 2 of his own. And now Royals take it down. Usomo. Ona gets it taken away. Savage going up against Ona, and now Grant over to Brady Clark for 3, no good. And the foul's been called. I think it's gonna be on Jackson or Jason Usomo.
Couple subs coming in here for the Royals. 3 in, 3 out. Usuomo, one of the Royals who's getting a well-deserved break. Again, he's been putting up solid offensive numbers here in this first half.
Grant for 3, no good. And the Royals will get possession. Barbosa takes it himself, no good. Lewis still gets, the Hawks still have the possession as Brady Clark will try and find somebody. No, takes it himself. What a play by Isaiah Brady Clark. The Royals take it up now. Thackeray looked for Fizalipur as Story trying to muscle his way through. He can't get through. Fizalipur, no. Story with the rebound. No good. Again, no good.
You almost want to see that kind of effort get rewarded, but he just couldn't quite get that one to fall on his third effort.
Grant with a fade.
And that's a backbreaker right back the other way with the quick fadeaway converted by Grant.
3-pointer is good by Barbosa, and now the Hawks call a timeout.
Yeah, you can
as
see
Omar Miles is definitely hot. There was something that happened. And now you look back at that last play by Grant, just bounces. He was a little prayer saying, "Thank you, God, for that shot."
Yeah, but then right back the other way, that 3 ball for the Royals to bring it a little closer. I mean, you kind of blink and Humber had a double-digit lead, although that's now down to a 9-point lead. But Coach Miles would like to see his team get a little more breathing room here, you'd think. As you mentioned, he was none too pleased that perhaps some of the defensive looseness he was watching there. And we're breaking the huddle and getting ready to get back underway here. It'll be Humber with the rock and hoping to maybe find another one of their three-pointers that were so common early in the game. But as of late, it was the Royals with the new kid on the block with those three-pointers. Lucas Lewis is running quite the route there.
Playing a football route there as Hawks take it out. Isaiah Brady Clark takes it himself, and it's going to be fouled on the play. As one new player for Redeemer checked in, and that was Jack Nyrola.
Yeah, that was a gauntlet there of defenders knocking around IBC as he earns his trip to the free throw line.
IBC with going 2 for 2 on the line. Now it's a 40-29 game. 11-point game here as Nyrola goes over Thackeray to Story, back to Thackeray. Almost faked the three. Story sends it out. They try to drive in, and it's going to be a foul on the play.
Yeah, looks like another foul by the Hawks. Isaiah Brady Clark getting that one. Now, he certainly is a efficient player when he gets fouled. We saw him shoot those free throws earlier. Isaiah Brady Clark is 23 for 27 on the season with his free throws. That's 85% in leading the Humber Hawks in that regard.
Now Kazadi has the ball. Over to Grant, corner, no. Savage for three. That's good. Nathaniel Savage, since coming to Humber, has been very, very problematic for the opposing teams. As it was not an over and back, as Clark did touch it, but time winds down on the shot clock. And that's going to be good for Ty Story. And the foul, too, by Isaiah Brady Clark. And he's gonna step off for a sec. Coming in is Austin Jackson.
Well, we've seen Ty really put in some high-effort minutes here. And he's going to do a good job converting with the free throw and bring the team back within 11. We've got Victor Ndongo checking back in. Next, we have a second look at a recent three-pointer queued up in due time. For now, Ndongo's going to get it in play here to Grant.
Grant takes it to center court as Savage goes back to Grant. Grant still trying to look for somebody. He's going to take it himself. Just like that, Malik Grant doing Malik Grant things.
Yeah, that was clean right there. A nice finish off the glass, adding to that nice 13-point lead.
And he's going to block a shot by Faisal Lepore, and Story, has it back. Sends it over to Usoman, who's back in the game. Time winds down on the shot clock. Faisal Lepore goes in, no calls, as The Hawks will get the rebound. But that's been the theme here. No, the refs are going to let the game play, honestly. Savage. Trying to look for somebody. Another 2 to go in the first half of this game. Jackson now has it. Sends it back out to Savage. Got time to regroup. You only have 6 seconds left. Jackson's got to do something quick. 2 seconds left. Shot, no good, as Story will get possession. Faisal Lepor taking himself no good, and now it's going to be Hawks ball.
Tried to thread the needle there, but that pass just a little out of reach. Bounced a little low. And with that, Humber possession, and now still that 13-point lead in effect. Savage was trying to add to it last time down the court. He came up a little short. See if he can dial it in.
Kazadi for 3. It's good. Benny Kazadi.
Yeah, he's just really come to play tonight. He's got 14 points just in this first half alone, with still a minute to go here. Usomo coming in, going up against Kazadi. Faisal Lepor. Gonna get it back. Story trying to find a shot there. No good, and Faisal Lepor gets a putback. Guard Ndongo takes to the Grant, to Kazadi. Grant over to Savage for 3, no good. Now Usomo tries to find Story in front, couldn't get it, but he gets it back. Usomo for 3, no good. Savage, Nathaniel Savage, with 5 seconds on the clock, and he's gonna get buckets of his own, and now that was wicked. Just took it to the house there, Savage with a, hey, might not technically be a buzzer beater in the way that we saw at the end of that first quarter, but a strong finish there, as the Hawks got a comfortable 16-point lead into halftime thanks to big plays like that throughout from Kazadi.
50-34 Hawks. We are now going into halftime. We will catch up, and we'll take a break here. And we're back for the second half of this game, the third quarter, as the Royals start with the ball. And one thing I'm going to mention is Jason Usomo, who was pretty much scoreless in the second quarter. And now shot did not go in as Grant goes over to Kazadi at the corner three, no good. Royals get the ball back. Story over to Usomo. A three-pointer, no good. As Brady Clark is going to take it himself. He's unsuccessful.
Yeah, we'll see who gets that first bucket of this second half, but Hawks entering with a pretty healthy 16-point lead. How about that? Stripped away by Isaiah.
Brady Clark makes it look so nonchalant as he just swats the hands, just like, no bucket for you.
Isaiah Brady Clark, who's doing an excellent job this year, especially when it comes to stats like his free throw shooting, 85%.
As Ty Story gets the first bucket of the third quarter, and mind you, the game's starting to pull a little bit away for as the Hawks are starting to really get a groove on. But again, halftime hits. Now you have to kind of regain that groove as Brady Clark with a very, very interesting shot, and he collides with Fazlipur. And now the Hawks have possession again. Antwi over to Savage, over to Grant, over Kazadi, corner three, no good. Now Usomo gets blocked by Grant.
Wow, excellent defensive play there by the big fellow. We always talk about Grant in terms of his scoring. Obviously, his steals dominates the conversation, I should say. He's leading Humber this year with 18.5 points per game average, but he's a tall fella and he's a complete basketball player, so no surprise to see a outstanding defensive play like that.
Elijah Ona sends it over to Usomo. Fazlipur good go up against Grant, also blocked. Now Savage over to Kazadi! Benny Kazadi with the slam.
That dunk right there was the dunk of the year, I think, so far. We haven't quite seen something like that.
Grant's three is no good. He's going to go again. Corner. Sends over to Antwi to Savage for three. Timeout Royals as Nathaniel Savage with a three-pointer of his own.
Outstanding work there by the relative newcomer to the Hawks. Now we have a couple highlights to pick from there. So an embarrassment of riches, but let's go with the dunk as Savage dished it. Oh! That is a beautiful play right there from an electric basketball player, sparking his team here in the second half to continue to pull away, adding to their lead. Now it's a 19-point difference here.
Yeah, again, this is one of those, can the Hawks just pull away as soon as possible? Because again, we always talk about how you want to make a statement game going into the big game. You want to just blow the roof out of everyone. Just want to just keep pushing it down and down and down, and then just make a statement to the next opponent saying, hey, we're mad after the last game, so we're going to destroy this team, and then make sure we give you a warning for the next one.
You definitely see Humber with some intensity here tonight. I mean, look no further than just the high-octane nature of that dunk. And yeah, a little three ball to follow that up. So Humber able to maintain a pretty comfy lead here. We'll see if they can hang on to it. We know the Royals got a lot of fight in them, but a little miscue there. And
Desjardins is going to get the ball. He's unsuccessful, no call. Soman finds De La Foresta in front.
Wow, what a sequence there. And the Royals were lucky to not have to pay for it. That turnover that almost led to an easy bucket for Desjardins, but
Desjardins wanted a foul call, and I think Miles wanted too.
One, yeah.
Savage over to Grant. Grant's been a little quiet. He only had 7 points going into the third quarter, but it's only a matter of time as Antwi's been. My bad. Brady Clark's been leading the way with 10 of his own going into the half.
Oh, Kazadi with 17 points now adds a foul to his stat line here.
Kazadi is at 17 now. He's been a very reliable source for the Hawks tonight. As Caden King-Stewart, unsuccessful in the first shot, unsuccessful in the second, and now Antwi is going to get fouled by Jason Usomo.
Yeah, Caden not happy with himself. He's shooting about 50% of his free throws on the season. He's 18 for 34 heading into this game. As you mentioned, he misses both there. So that will allow Humber to still keep a pretty nice lead here. But looking to keep the offensive rhythm going here. We'll see if Grant can help cook something up for Humber.
Kazadi for three, no good. Usomo sends it over to King-Stewart. He's going to get fouled by Nathaniel Savage, and knowing how his free throws went just about a minute ago, he's gonna take the foul and see if he can score again.
Taking some time to get up here. Unfortunately, looks like he
fell
might
on
have
his knee.
Yeah, might have taken
Like
a
you
bit
can
of
see,
a hurtful shot there on his way down.
you can see the way that he kind of fell after the shot. He had no hands to save the fall. It was just brace for impact on the lower body. But
First-year player with the chance to get back on the right track here with this free throw shooting. So far, this past couple plays has not been able to find his range here.
both shots are no good as Savage sends it over to Desjardins. Corner three, no good. Antwi, he's going to take it back for himself. And Royals, the ball there. Trying to look for somebody. King-Stewart almost got pickpocketed by Desjardins as the Hawks get it back. Savage gonna take it himself for two, and no foul was called.
How's that for a finish there? And despite the contact, Savage still able to get another bucket. That's 12 points for him tonight. Outstanding offensive effort, and really that's been in the name of his game. He's been with the Hawks only a few games, but his scoring has been consistent game to game.
Antwi over to Desjardins for three, no good. Kazadi with the rebound, but it's gonna be a foul call. Either way he tried to get the ball, it just they ended up calling a foul. It's been a bit of the talk right now regarding fouls, just as you look back at Nathaniel Savage's replay, and just what a layup.
Not an easy finish with the defender right up in his grill, but he's able to get the job done. And now we'll see if Coach Hopkins' Royals team can lead the comeback. Right now they are down by 21.
And now it's still Royals ball with 12 on the shot clock now. So look for somebody. Finds De La Foresta for three. No good. Antwi over to Grant. He's going to try and regroup here as Louis. Back to Grant to Antwi for three. No good. The putback by Louis.
Wow, that was just amazing stuff there, and the effort rewarded and getting the finish in tight. It's what Alui does best.
I was going to say something fell back on the Hawks end during the transition, but that probably doesn't matter as De La Foresta finds Story. Story's going to take it himself against Louis. He's going to get a bucket.
Well, Ty Story continues to just work hard, and there's been times where that hard work has translated into buckets, and they're going to need a lot more as a team from the whole squad here for the Royals to get back in this one.
Louis. And it's going to be Royals ball as the ref said Louis touched it on his knee on the way of it going out. (61-38). This is where the Hawks are really trying to just, again, pull away. And they are pulling away. It's getting interesting now, but you just want to keep the momentum going. And we fell from the other side as Antwi finds Grant.
Antwi didn't have any luck on that three-pointer recently, so no surprise there.
Savage corner three, but it was already a foul on Desjardins, and timeout's going to be called for Humber.
As I was saying, it's no surprise that Antwi did the decision there to just kick the ball around. He saw that shot fired off, and ultimately it's stayed this quite a big difference here, 21 points in favor of the Hawks. Coach Omar Miles, who's got 2 national championships under his belt in his previous 4 seasons, hoping to maybe find some more success at that level here in his 5th year at the helm.
Definitely frustrated, though, with a bit of the calls here and there, but can't be that frustrated.
As we mentioned, the Royals will be having a few more games after this one. We're in that late stage of the regular season, but 2 more games after this one for Redeemer. They'll have a 9-day break, so they'll be in action Friday the 13th against Lambton, and then they'll be at home once again for their very final game of the regular season. Valentine's Day matchup against the St. Clair Saints. So for a lot of teams, Humber included, they got that late season St. Clair game on the schedule, and that is a big one against a tough Saints opponent.
Saints really have Humber and then Redeemer as well, but this is where the end of the season goes, and that's how it's gonna see where all the chips fall. And Usomo, his first points since the first quarter. It's been very quiet for a long time now. Now he's got himself back in the game, and unsuccessful with the free throw. King Stewart with the putback.
Well, certainly not out of reach this game. I mean, we have a full quarter and plus 3 minutes of this one left to go. And as we see, the Royals within 17. You got to think they feel they have a shot if they can string together a couple solid minutes of basketball here.
Desjardins trying to find somebody. Time winds down, and wasn't going to be good anyway as ran out of time. You can see the time winding down. You couldn't hear anyone yell that he had 1 second left, but it's tough. 61-44. Royals are definitely looking to take this quarter. Story fakes the shot, goes in, loses the ball. King Stewart back to Story. Story kept going with the play as King Stewart has just been a bit of a bug around the Hawks in the paint. He's just doing it. He's just doing what he can. Antwi fakes the shot, goes in, and a charging foul.
Yeah, that's going to go against Antwi, and he's that kind of guy who plays with a lot of explosiveness. It's fun to watch, and every now and then it can lead to calls like that as well. So 15 points now is the difference as the Royals keep chipping away here.
Fake a three, going in. Usomo for three, no good. King Stewart with the rebound. Sends it back for Thackeray. Now the Royals, hold on now, they're coming back here. Nathaniel Savage takes it himself. What a lay.
Well, that's what the Hawks need. They certainly have been watching the Royals get a bit closer in this game, and that's been in part of Humber just kind of getting a little cold offensively, I should say. And now looks like the Hawks might be starting to get back in rhythm.
Desjardins, corner three, it's good.
Yeah, just like that, another three ball, and for Desjardins, that's number 2 from downtown. 6 points on the night.
Usomo, as Desjardins ran into a brick wall, and Usomo gets some more points of his own.
Shot clock still on, but only half a minute left here in this third quarter.
10-second difference on game clock and shot clock as Grant battling Usomo. With only 7 seconds left, gonna look for a shot here. He gets fouled by Jason Usomo. He's saying it was all ball. I might have heard hands, so I could be wrong. I could be right.
Could be that. It could be he's just frustrated that was the result, but at any rate, a chance for Malik Grant to pop a couple in. Maybe
Grant's first is good.
Yeah, and try to get that lead back close towards the 20-point mark, right? I mean, the Hawks led by, I think, as much as 21. But after a couple solid minutes from the Royals, that got definitely chipped away at. Now, after these free throws, this last one is done here, X. There's going to be no shot clock, about 12 seconds on the official game clock here, so not a ton of time to work with for whoever gets the ball out of here.
Points 67, 68, and 69. Now the Hawks are definitely trying to pull away, and they're reaching near 30 here. Less than 10 seconds left as Usomo battling Savage. Almost lost him, but lost the ball. Story. And he gets a traveling call. Kind of saw that when he had the ball, and it just it's a tough one to have.
0.5 seconds, Zach. Let's see if we can get a little Derek Fisher miracle.
Oh, good. Oh.
Don't know if he got the release off in time.
I don't think he did, honestly.
No, you
I think
think
went for. It's like I think it was the one dribble just kind of ruined it, but
with half a second, you would imagine he has almost time for nothing at all. But that will take us into the third intermission. So one more regulation quarter in front of us. And we have a 19-point ball game here. So Desjardins with a first half three-pointer and followed that up in the third quarter with another shot right from the corner. And that young man certainly can knock him down from deep range on the season. We see Desjardins averaging about three-point attempts per game. His shooting percentage, 28 from beyond the arc. So when he's hot, though, he's absolutely electric. Now, X, we have our official stats after 3 quarters of play. Now, while we're on the topic of three-pointers, you see the Royals are 3 for 15 in that department. Humber 10 for 28.
I was looking at the three-pointers and I'm also looking at bench points. And again, it's like the women's game. You have to talk about the bench points being a bit of a factor here. But Redeemer does have some guys off the bench that are scoring, and you also have Nathaniel Savage, who doesn't start games. He is for sure a sixth man off the bench, scoring points for the Hawks. That always contributes. And you also have Malik Grant and Isaiah Brady Clark among the same points with 10, but Benny Kazadi is just leading the way in the game with 17.
Yeah.
This is definitely his game to play.
Game high 17. Now the Hawks have 4 different players who are in double digits. Kazadi with 17, Savage with 14, and Grant and Isaiah Brady Clark both with 10 apiece. So definitely a committee of scoring for Humber that's working in their favor.
Desjardins for 3, it's no good. Thackeray is going to take it to center. And now, obviously you want to find an open man with 7 seconds left. Usomo's going to take it himself. And the foul.
Just more excellent play from number 10 in red.
I was gonna say he was quiet in the second quarter. Like, he came out the gate firing in the first, and then second quarter he for sure got halted quickly. And then now he's kind of picking up steam. And he kind of picked up steam in the third, and now he's like definitely trying to bring it back in the fourth as he's unsuccessful at the free throw line once again. And that's gonna be a key thing to take in. The free throws are still a big deal. And now it's going to be Royals ball.
Yeah, inbounding it here for Redeemer.
Gabrielle Della
Foresta.
Now Usomo takes a shot, no good. Story's battling for it. And now the Royals take it out. Usomo takes it. Thackeray's gonna battle for it. Usomo for 3, no good. Airballed. And now the Hawks have possession. Savage sets out to Ndogo, over to Grant. Grant is gonna take it himself. Finds Savage for 3. Good!
How's that? Another big three-pointer from Savage, just continuing to impress here on this February night. My goodness. Puts the Hawks back up by a clean 20 points here.
Fazalipor unsuccessful as Savage will take it back. And Dogo gets fouled by Usomo, and there you go. I believe that's his fourth. Yep, that's his fourth. That's gonna take him off to the bench for some time, because you don't want to foul out now.
Yes, he heads off. And with that, a free throw for Victor. Or two.
First one's no good. Everybody's talking about the big Friday night game.
Yeah, I would love to have you join us here on the Hawks Sports Network for another great game. We expect that one to be, again, when you look at the men's side of things, the number 6 team in the nation taking on number 5. The women's side should be another great contest of 2 top teams in the OCAA.
Because last time they played, the women's game ended in a buzzer beater at the last second by the Saints, and the men's game was just, it was an onslaught. But everything changes once you had a holiday break, you add new players, you play different games, you try new things. Obviously, something's gonna happen. So, and it's a 20-point lead for the Hawks, 73-53. As Clark takes it out over to Grant. Grant with the wingspan keeps that ball from going out of bounds. He's gonna try and go in. Clark for 3.
Yeah, that's just the 3-point theme continuing here, and he's got 13 points on the night now, does Isaiah Brady Clark. Now he's on defense, 8 on 8.
Uh-oh. And that's a clear foul, and everyone knows it.
Well, Isaiah's in a bit of foul trouble himself. That's now his 4th personal foul. And we'll hope to see him for as long as we can as he's heading out. You would imagine soon, or he's got to be very careful.
You're playing tough with a few fouls, and I think he got another one. And that will do it. And he is done. That was his fifth foul, and he is done for the night. Isaiah Brady Clark with a tough one.
Yeah, well, a solid contribution, although it'll be a short-lived evening.
Ends the game with 13 points and 5 unfortunate fouls, as it's a tough one for the Hawks there. To Moran, over to Ndogo, finds Anderson in front. No foul, clean play, and now the Royals take it back. Thackeray takes it over to Story. Story going up, and he gets it in. Now Harwood over to Moran, goes in. Anderson gets pickpocketed. Now Thackeray over to Barbosa, and he's unsuccessful. And Dogo over to Anderson with the layup.
Yeah, it looked like he was maybe had the intention to slam it, but either way, a solid finish there to keep the Hawks up big. You know, X, the last time these two teams played, Humber won 123-71. Winning by over 50 points the last time these two teams met were the Hawks.
A very odd shot by De La Foresta. timeout on. No, there's no timeout as players are just subbing in and out. And there's a flop warning charge. And I saw the flop, and I thought that might have been, that could have been called, but I also wonder if that wasn't called. Now they're going to call the warning, and they did. So that's something to think about. Tim Morant over to Austin Jackson, takes it. Anderson with the putback, no good. As De La Forza is going to take it himself. Finds Story. Ty Story. Being guarded, heavily guarded. Great defense by the Hawks as Story goes in, shoots, no good, but it's a foul on J.R. Harwood. The interesting theme about this game has just been a lot of fouls by the Hawks, and that's the first one for Harwood.
Well, here we are with just under 5 minutes to go here in regulation. Now this game looks a lot closer than the last time these two teams met, but still a pretty convincing lead right now. See if the Hawks can hang on to this and regroup with a night off tomorrow and then right back in action here. Now with that game against St. Clair we've been talking about, both the men's and women's game X are going to start an hour earlier. So instead of a 6 o'clock tip-off for the women's game, 5 o'clock on the schedule, and a 7 o'clock start time for the men's game. Just a little programming note there.
Royals went for a bucket. They were unsuccessful. Tim Morant sends it over to Ndogo. Harwood with the put out, and he's got his points. 80-57. This is definitely a great game for the Hawks here, but they probably want a little bit more out of themselves going into Friday. And a three-pointer by Armin Fazlipor.
And back to that clean 20-point difference here. Checking into the game for the Royals. Going to be number 3, Cole Arnold. Looks like Calum Connors checking in as well.
With less than 4 play in the game, I believe this might be it for the starters as they play well. You're down by 20. Don't know if it's, you don't want to say it's fully over because you never know what can happen in 4 minutes. 4 minutes is a long time for some. Three-pointer, no good for Moran as the Royals take it back. Ty Story. Over to Ona, no good.
It looks like might have gotten a piece of it there was Austin Jackson.
Now Ona. Oh, what a play. What a play by Jack Nyrola.
That was pretty clean right there for sure by the first-year player by way of Burlington.
Anderson for 3. Arnold, oh, what a play. What a pass, and just can't finish. That was gonna be a good highlight reel, but it's unfortunate. And Ndogo takes it himself, and he's no good. Elijah Ona finds Ty Story. Over to Cole Arnold for 3. Nope. Now tussling for the ball as whistle was blown.
A good fight there for that rebound, and then the foul's gonna go against Morant. And Morant will head off. Well, we've seen no shortage of fight in the Royals, but that being said, the Hawks have just had so many contributors come in. We mentioned heading into the fourth quarter, 4 different players and double-digit scoring for Humber. And once again, looks like the Hawks are going to be able to capture a win over the Royals this season. This one looks like it's going to be a lot closer than the first. That being said, a win is a win here at home for Humber and a busy week for the Hawks.
And Bobby for 3, no good.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
We definitely wanted to see the bench guys going in and getting some buckets here. As King Stewart is unsuccessful, and Nyrola. He's gonna go into the line too to try and finish the 3-point play.
Yeah, Nyrula has been certainly impressing here in the closing stages, especially.
Jack Nyrola. He's gonna get the extra point, and now it's a minute 40 left to go. Just kind of just playing for the game of it, and King Stewart unsuccessful with the layup, but Bobby's going to get fouled for that, a foul call for that, and now King Stewart's on the line. The first year from Hamilton, he's definitely had a bit of his struggles here and there, but that's just first. That's first year jitters, you know. Especially when the season's ending, it's still something to think about. You try to show off in your first year. You want to be a good contributor. You have another 3-4 years, depending if you want to take that 5th year left, and got a lot to work on. Got a lot to learn. That goes for anyone on the Hawks too. That's their first year. And Bobby finds Anderson. He shoots a 3, no good. And Bobby with the rebound. Over to Harwood, to Desjardins. Jackson for 3, good!
That's a big one there as we get into the late stages of this one. Less than a minute to go. And we'll have Ancaster-based team here, the Royals, heading back. But all in all, I think they can hold their head high. They're running into, again, the number 6 ranked team in the nation. And there's been times where it looked like the Royals were going to be able, even without their leading scorer, the province's leading scorer, in the mix here tonight. There was still some moments where it was close, but Humber just continuously pulled away, and late in the game, they created separation that just could not be closed.
Arnold for 3, good!
Yeah, Arnold checked in late here. And seen some good plays, and especially that one there.
I believe the Hawks really want Bobby to score, and everybody wants Bobby to score. I think we were just trying to set it up. Never mind, Desjardins takes himself, and he's no good. He's gonna get the rebound, and he's out of bounds. And now with just under 15 seconds left on the clock, might as well hype up the big game on Friday between the Hawks and the St. Clair Saints, the rivalry that's been spanned from every sport, basically, from volleyball to baseball to softball to now basketball. And as time winds down, this game is over. 87-71 for the Hawks. Very interesting game. Very closer than most people would think.
Partner, it was a fun one to watch. And like we said, it's an active week on the schedule for the Hawks. They came out of this one very hot. They were hitting threes and created an early lead, and that kind of became the story throughout this one. And like I said, though, give both the Redeemer men and women's team credit for their effort, but ultimately it's a Hawks victory in both games, and we'll be reconvening rather shortly on Friday night. Again, those games are starting an hour earlier than usual, the snow day reschedule, but a fun matchup coming up on Friday against St. Clair.
We'd like to thank you all for watching. And that will do it for our broadcast. I'm Xavier Whittle alongside my partner, Matt Hamill. We'll see you in 2 days. Roll Hawks.